So I think this is your second mock.
Yes, so this is my second mock, sir. I gave one day before yesterday.
How was the feedback in that one?
Sir, the feedback which you provided was I was having a bit dull personality. I mean, I was not very enthusiastic on answering the questions, though I was answering them right. But and apart from that, my own feedback was that I was a bit fumbling. So I have improved on that a bit. I have studied some more things.
All right, all right. So what are the major problems that India's agriculture is facing today?
So the primary problem that Indian agriculture faces is that the land holdings are very small. So those agriculture as such has not been much beneficial for the farmers who are doing it. Second is that due to the climate change, uh, the farming has become a very unpredictable job. All of a sudden, there is sometimes heavy rain, sometimes it is a heavy drought. So predictability is not there. Third thing is that there is a lot of dependence on the fertilizers in the Indian farming scenario, and another is that in the green revolution time, the northern India and the western Uttar Pradesh did benefit a lot from that. But apart from that, the rest of India did not get much of the funds, and so still there is a lot of irrigation network, poor irrigation network in the country. For example, Bundelkhand doesn't have any of the irrigation network. In the Marathwada region in Maharashtra is also not having irrigation network. They are completely dependent on the rain for those things. So these are the basic problems that agriculture is facing in India.
How can agricultural distress can turn into an internal security challenge?
So, agriculture distress can turn into internal security challenge. The best example for this was the recent farmers' protest in the country where the farmers were gathering around the country's capital from various borders which are around the capital. Mostly, it was like the government was trying to implement certain laws which the farmers said were not according to their own will, and
Don't explain a certain incident in detail. Explain to me the various challenges, ways in which it could become a problem.
so, uh, see, if farmers will not have enough amount of funds or they will
First,
not
you
be
first
getting.
you sa- first you said farmers protest.
Sorry.
Secondly, what's the second?
Second thing is that when farmers are not getting enough amount of fund or whenever they require the funds, if there is no proper financial channel from the government so that they can access the funds when it is required by them, then there are society problems also which the farmers have seen. And once if this thing spirals out and goes out of hand, farmers will definitely come down onto roads and demanding things. And this thing can be utilized by certain organizations which are against our country, or various Naxal organizations which are in the tribal belts or in the region which is surrounding the areas where there is a lot of poverty. This sentiment can be utilized by those organizations to spread discontent against the government.
Okay. What are the three major technical advancements in the last decade which have changed the agricultural scenario overall production?
Sure. The primary change that I have seen is that there is a lot. The government has started to bet for organic farming. So there has been a change into that thing also. Farmers in my region are trying to implement things like they are trying to work on organic farming and zero budget natural farming. And second is that there has
Who who
been.
gave who gave zero budget natural farming concept? ZBNF?
Sir, I do not recall the name, but I'll look out for that thing. Uh,
Okay,
second
go ahead.
is second is that the government has definitely established a channel of finances through various schemes, and that has helped our farmers in very different ways. Like there was Jandan Aadhar and Jam Trinity. So that thing was utilized by the rural population to work onto these things, and definitely it helped at agriculture in a very nice way. And third thing is that the agriculture has been modernized. Like I have seen big machineries that have been coming into our country, which are used for organized farming. So,
Okay. Explain to me India's relations with Nepal. with the highlighting the major confrontations that have happened in the near past, recent past.
So, uh, since independence, we are having a friendly relations with Nepal. We signed a friendship treaty in 1950, and post that we are having a people-to-people connect also with Nepal, because many Nepalis are working in Indian Army and they are working in country also. Besides, Nepal also uses our currency as a legal tender in their country. But recently, there have been certain instances at the behest of China, like Nepal has tried to show Lipu Lake and Kalapani area into their own maps, and they have also tried to indicate that thing on their currency notes as well. So India has taken a strong opposition to that thing and have lodged a complaint against this thing at a government level also.
Okay, tell me how will Nepal's inclination towards China, how will it impact India's immediate neighborhood? Because these three four countries, including Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, the Sri Lanka included, so we these are our immediate neighbors, and it becomes imperative that we have a certain good relations with these countries. So how will China moving closer to Nepal impact India's geostrategic significance in this South Asian region?
So, uh, Nepal and I'll start with Nepal and Bhutan. These both countries are having friendly relations with India. Besides, they also act as a buffer between India and China, so that we are not having a direct confrontation with the Chinese on these places. But if China has tried to invest a lot in Nepal, although it has not invested much in Bhutan, but in Nepal it has set up certain language institutes and has provided infrastructure for other technical things also, and is trying to enter into economy in a big way. If Nepal will fall into China's trap, then it will be definitely be a big security blunder for us, because Nepal is having a porous border with India, and if Chinese get a stronghold into Nepal, they can send in other nefarious people and can start other nefarious activities into our country through the porous border. And when other countries like Sri Lanka or Maldives will see that Nepal is siding with China and is getting benefits out of those things, then maybe they will also fall in a similar line and get around and take help from China, which can again create a big maritime threat also for us, because Sri Lanka
Explain
is.
explain major cross-border threats that India faces from Nepal. What are the major internal security or external security challenges that may arise from Indo-Nepal border?
So the primary was that the primary thing that which I can see is, since Nepal is having a porous border with us, so there is a chance for trafficking and pumping of the fake currency networks. Besides, there
FICN.
FICN, sir, yes, fake currency, and apart from that, there have been instances where uh, it has been used as a route by terrorist organizations to enter into Nepal. One IB operation was also held there, in which I think Yasin Bhatkal was arrested from Nepal itself, because he has been heading into Nepal, and he can come and he used to come and meet his contacts there, and he used to carry out his activities in from Nepal only. He used Nepal as a base, and like Nepal.
Yasin Bhatkal belong to which militant organization?
Yasin Bhatkal belongs to, sir, Indian Mujahideen.
Okay, explain to me the genesis of Indian Mujahideen.
Sir, Indian Mujahideen is an offshoot of SIMI. SIMI was started in 1970s in Aligarh, and after that, although it started as a moderate movement to introduce Islamic teachings into the country and to modernize, to take away the Islamic youth from Western influence and teach them into Islamic ways, but it turned into a revolutionary terrorist organization at a later point of time. So government banned SIMI, but that has
When
been.
when when was Simi banned?
Sir, I do not exactly know the year, but since it was banned, so it recrystallized itself into a different name from Indian Mujahideen, and started its activities in the way it was doing it earlier.
Right, right. Okay, let's talk about India's economy now. I mean, where do you think uh, are the major bottlenecks that India may face in its dream to become the third largest economy?
So, so Indian economy as of now is on a very right track to become the third largest economy in the world. But there are certain bottlenecks. The primary is, I can see that the demographic dividend which India is having right now, if not utilized properly, can turn into a nightmare. So for that, the government must start to skill the individuals so that they can be absorbed into the workforce. And the reason for that is that there is a lot of infrastructure deficit, because I've read across the interviews from company CEOs. They say that there are jobs in the country, but they are not finding the right set of individuals to take up those jobs. And since and it's like a wheel. If that wheel will start rotating, means if the companies will start getting right kind of individuals to start their operations, and it will turn into a beneficial cycle. So government should start investing into infrastructure. Secondly, which I think is that equity uh, the equity in the country is hampering. If equity will hamper, then definitely stability of the country will also hamper in a very drastic way.
All right,
So
all right. Uh, so, last question. Uh, do you know about the 2.5 front war?
yes, sir. It was
Please explain to me.
yes, sir. This term was touted by our previous CDS, General Vipin Rawat, and basically it is like the two fronts which he talk is the first front is Pakistan, the second front is the Chinese front, and the another half front that he was talking about was from the country itself, the Naxal organizations or the urban Naxal organizations which are getting a foothold into the country, that can
Mhm,
also turn into a security nightmare for our country. So these are the two
mhm.
and a half front that which Shri Vipin Rawat was
Okay,
talking about.
okay. Thank you. Your interview is over. What
Thank
is
you
your
also.
feedback? We'll start first. We'll start with your own assessment.
So I think today I'm speaking a bit quicker, means I have read certain things, so मैं थोड़ा ज़्यादा जल्दी जल्दी बोल रहा हूँ. थोड़ा मुझे लगा है कि थोड़ा हल्का सा धीमा बोलना पड़ेगा. तो
So the thing is, two, three observations. First of
sir,
all, let the panel complete the question
yes sir,
and
that
then
I think
start
I noted that
answering.
thing.
Then it's looking like you're desperate to answer. Thoda sa take some time to don't just I have just finished asking the question and you have started. Just give that some pause there. Okay. Secondly, as you yourself only mentioned, थोड़ा सा speed को कम करो. बड़ी तेज बोल रहे हो आप. थोड़ा धीमे, slow. बहुत slow नहीं, but थोड़ा सा slow हो जाओ. ठीक है? बाकी from the last interview, I can see a remarkable change. There is a lot of confidence, lot of energy also, and definitely this is a much improved performance from the last time. And hopefully over the coming days, succeeding days, we'll definitely do much better. So
Sir,
I am affirmative that your growth is good. Good answers also you gave today, particularly about the security angle. Good answers. So I'm happy with your growth. So any observations from you? Any questions from your side?
sir, question I wanted to ask was, suppose if like I have not mentioned about my gap years or during my initial thing, initial introduction, and what if they ask those things? How can I tackle them? Like,
See, introduction. Keep the introduction very precise. लंबा नहीं आपने लंबा खींचा थोड़ा. लंबा
sir,
नहीं पर बड़ा brief में देना. Let them find out. Don't tell them anything.
yes, sir.
Why to tell something that can उसमें mention कर दो आप. Mention in your SSQ, your PIQ, उसमें mention जरूर करो. But you don't need to necessarily mention it like overtly there. 15 मिनट भी नहीं मिलेंगे आपको तो उसमें आप फालतू की चीजों
Yes,
में
sir.
उनको engage क्यों करना है? Give
Yes,
them
sir.
the opportunity to assess your personality. So I would advise, uh, don't tell unless asked, but do
Sir.
mention in written. Do mention in written. Yeah. Otherwise, I think it's good. Last time, I guess I felt that you maybe were a little less enthusiastic. Today, I could feel a little more enthusiastic. So
Yes,
we
sir.
can find a balance. In the
I'll
next
try
one,
to find the balance. Sir.
we can find a little balance in the third one, right?
Yes, sir. Sir.
Today's interview was good. I think we will put this interview on YouTube, but we'll cut your personal information from there. Anything,
Sir.
any reference to your personal information will be 2-3 questions that you've answered very well. It will help the other candidates.
Sir.
So, particularly with respect to Simi, I liked your answer because
Sir.
a lot of other candidates who have not joined our course also, they will also benefit. So it
Yes,
is
sir.
for the larger benefit of a lot of good candidates. But I can see I'm happy with your growth, and I have no doubt why you should not make it to the finalist. I'm affirmative now. I had certain doubts in the first interview, but now I'm certainly I'm good to go. You're good to go. All the
Thanks a lot, sir.
best.
I'll take it as a
Yeah.
positive feedback, and I'll
No,
keep working on that
no,
thing.
no. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
And energy never goes negative.
Sir.
Extra energy is okay. Less energy sometimes not welcome.
Yes, sir.
So it's
I'll find the balance. I'll find the balance in four
yeah.
credits and
I'm sure you're a quick learner. You're a quick learner. So we'll definitely do that. All the best. See you in the next one.
thank you, sir.
You can tell the next candidate to join. Okay. Yeah.
One more thing, sir, I wanted to ask, sir. Should I be putting my hobbies in introduction?
What is your hobby?
So my hobby is watching online television series and cooking.
छोड़ दो. कुकिंग बोल दो. एक चीज बोल दो.
ठीक है.
ठीक है. कुकिंग बोल दो. जितना देखो हमें कोशिश करनी है. इंटरव्यू नॉलेज को दिखाना नहीं है वहां पे हमें कि हम इतना कुछ करते हैं, हम ये भी करते हैं, वो भी करते हैं. नो, इंटरव्यू जो भी करते हैं वो अच्छे से करते हैं. पर्सनालिटी आपकी उभर के आनी चाहिए वहां पे, है ना. ऐसी चीज नहीं बोलनी है जहां पे आप खुद को कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं फील करते हो. कुकिंग में तो जवाब दे पाओगे, वेब सीरीज में पता नहीं कहां से कहां ले जाएंगे वो.
नहीं, वेब सीरीज भी सर मैंने काफी सारी देख रखी हैं, पर ठीक है सर, आप कह रहे हैं तो मैं नहीं मेंशन करूंगा. ठीक है सर.
No. Don't take my suggestion on this. If you feel you're very confident in that domain, so you can mention that.
Sir.
You can mention that. अगर आप बहुत मैं कहूँगा कुछ भी मेंशन करो, but confident होना चाहिए कि yes, I can answer any question in that domain.
Yes.
I would rather advise कि I think your understanding on security issues is good. So why? So you can mention I watch web series on security issues. So they will drag you there. ऐसा कर सकते हो आप.
Sir.
You can mention that. ऐसा कर सकते हो, है ना? तो overall it's a good attempt. All the best.
Thank you, sir.